Hey, here we are. Welcome. Adrian here, business coach, mentor, social media strategist, and lifestyle entrepreneur. Talking to you today in a moment about 5 quick strategies to beat overwhelm. If you haven't already noticed, it's sort of like a, Friday free day today, which is awesome. I'm down at the park, just pick up the kids from school and down at the park, letting them have a little bit of a play. But I want to talk to you today. I haven't done a live video in a little while, and I thought I would jump on board because overwhelm seems to be crippling a lot of people with their productivity and how much they get done. It stifles their creativity, it stifles their progress. I mean, there's so much to do with overwhelm, which is stopping people from achieving in any area of their life. Like to me, overwhelm occurs where there's just too much information coming in that the brain can process, and when this happens, it's kind of like structure, frameworks, timelines, deadlines, it all goes out the window because you can't think clearly. So the analogy that I give to my clients and to people in my workshop, students and things like that, it's kind of like your computer. When you've got too many tabs open, most people think that the computer is working all of the tabs open all of the time, and it's not the case. What is actually happening is the computer is picking each tab at any one time, so it's splitting down its attention to each individual tab all the time and trying to work a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. And if you anything like me, when you've got too many tabs open, your computer is slow. Your computer doesn't function properly. Sometimes it freezes up. Sometimes it just stops working altogether, right? It's no different to us. It's no different to the human brain. And when you've got too many tabs open, it just doesn't function. We have to close down the tabs. We have to do a defrag of our brain and start to focus on the things that matter most. The things that if we only just did this thing, then that would make all of the difference in my life today. Easier said than done, but I want to share with you some tips. So there's 5 strategies that I've come up with. There's one that is a very, very key strategy, which is an emotional, spiritual strategy. So that's probably another video and a longer way of explaining, a little bit hard to do over the video, but something that I coach people on in our trainings is to tackle the emotional charge behind how you're feeling, because that can definitely have an effect on what you do and how you go about it. The other way is a tactical way. Okay, so these are the things that I want to share with you now. By the way, if you are online and you are listening, then please send the likes across the screen and the hearts and the wows, and let me know that you're on board. If you have any questions, pop them in below. They're more than happy to answer these in this live, if you like, or at a later date. Okay, but here we go. The first thing that I would encourage you to do to beat overwhelm is to simply express gratitude. This sounds so simple to do, but there is scientific evidence, there is so much literature to back this up, that when you are in a state of gratitude, when you're in a state of feeling grateful for the things that you have, your mind doesn't actually think about anything else at that time. It's very hard for the body to override a state of gratitude with a state of worry. So the more you can practice feeling grateful, the better that you are. It kind of reframes the brain as well, because it just sort of says, you know what, I'm going to put things into perspective, because I'm worrying about having so much to do. I've got a deadline to meet. I'm worried about this thing coming up in business, for example. It's a looming bill. It's a looming pressure of some sort that I have to start to rise towards. So I just can't function because I've got so many things happening at one time. When you start to be grateful for the things that you have, it automatically now starts to become a champagne problem. Okay, so if you're going to be real about how things are in life, well, go and visit some poor people. Go and visit a homeless person. Go and have a chat with them and see how life is. And I'm sure this will put things into perspective. So put yourself in a state of gratitude. Number 1. Number 2, ground yourself. This is so simple. right? Life has, the world revolves around, an energy source. And getting out in the sun or standing in the grass barefoot for 10 or 20 or 15 minutes is has an amazing effect on the body. So ground yourself and get in contact with nature. If you can, go to the beach. If you can, get into go for a bushwalk or something like that. But if you can't, get in your backyard or go to the nearest park in your lunch break or whatever it is and just take your shoes off and stand on the grass, right? This will allow you to calm the mind. This will allow you to lower your body's vibrational energy because it's sort of hovering at this high frequency and you need to bring that down and calm your mind. It also gives you an opportunity to focus on your breath. Focus on just relaxing and getting into the moment, and that leads me actually into the next point. Number 3, be present. Right now, as Eckhart Tolle says, right now, in this very moment, right in this instant, no problems exist. Your problems don't exist. It's a very hard concept to grasp, but once you get your head around this, right in this very moment, your problems don't exist. So focus on being present. Breathe. Right now you may be listening to me, and if I said to you, if you're sitting down, just notice the chair underneath your bum, you would notice that. But up until I mentioned that, you probably didn't notice anything at all. So that's becoming present. So for me, when I practice mindfulness or becoming present, I focus on my breath. I twiddle my fingers. I feel, my feet on the floor. Do you know what I mean? Just sensory type of things. Again, it blocks out all the negative. It brings into the present. It clears your mind. Your mind and your body can now focus on what the task is at hand. Okay, number 4, move. All right, this is a key strategy that a lot of people miss. Move. When you feel, like I said before, everything in life is energy. Your body is an energy station, a power station. It generates energy. As soon as you can move, as soon as you can, and I mean move as in go for a walk, go to the gym, all that kind of stuff. If you can't do that, jump up and down, do squats, do push-ups, do wall push-ups, do some sit-ups, you know what I mean? Like, get active, and this changes kind of like the chemicals in your brain and in your body. It starts to go from out of balance to in balance. There is a lot of things that can happen within your mind and body and soul and spirit as soon as you start to move. Okay, number 5 and the last tip. For me, it comes down to once you've got yourself in a frame of mind where you can now think clearly about what's going on, then there's action to be taken. All right. So for me, I first focus on what is the lesson here? What is the lesson that the world is sending me? What is the thing that I need to learn right now? So at the moment, if I'm going to take out the meaning around this particular problem situation that is making me feel overwhelmed, then perhaps I should be starting to think about what is the lesson in all of this. Well, perhaps I'm taking on too much. Perhaps I have taken on a project or taken on a task that I shouldn't be doing. Perhaps I'm giving myself these problems in the first place, and maybe I should delegate some of this work. Perhaps I've taken on a client that doesn't marry up with my values as to who my ideal client is. Everyone's had in business, for example, that shitty client, do you know what I mean? That person who just gives you nothing but grief. So if you start to think about now, what am I going to allow into my life, and what am I going to push out and get rid of? This could do a lot for your overwhelmed situation. Stop doing that thing that gives you overwhelm, and that could be the difference between you wanting to, jump off the cliff or not, like it can make a huge difference, right? So after you figured that out, then the next thing to do, hello Lucas, is the next step, the thing that's in front of you. Go and play, Bella, I'll be with you in a second. Do the thing that's in front of you, okay? So what is the very next step? What is the thing that you can do right now that's going to move you closer to your goals and away from feeling overwhelmed? Okay, just to recap, the 5 quick strategies to beat overwhelm, and then I've got to go push Lucas on the swing. Gratitude. Focus on being grateful for the things that you do have. I can guarantee you, when you're worried about all your problems, I guarantee you they are comparatively to the world's problems, like to people in third world countries, to people who are homeless. I mean, you know what? Like, these are champagne problems, okay? Number 2, ground yourself. Get in contact with nature. So get into the bush, get onto the grass, get into the ocean. So I'm just laughing at this boy. I don't know where he gets this attention-seeking thing from. I don't know who he takes after. Number 3, be present. Can you hop your head out of there, please, Lucas? Breathe. Be in the moment. Okay? Be present. In this very moment right now, no problems exist. Number 4, move. Get active, okay? Start to move the body. The more you can move your body, the better your body will start to solve problems, okay? Number 5, what is the action that you can take? The lesson that you can learn, the meaning of all this. Why is this happening into your life? Write down what you need to keep. Lucas, 1 second, I need to see myself here. Write down what you need to keep in your life, keep doing in your life, and what you need to get rid of. Is the reason that you're overwhelmed is because you're inviting problems into your life? Then get rid of them. Delegate that job. Fire that staff member, that crappy client. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but these are just the reality of how things are. Make life simple and not hard, okay? Then what is the next step that you can do? All right. I'm going to go join the kids. Thank you for joining me on this awesome afternoon. If this has been any help to you at all, then please send the likes through the screen and the hearts and the wows. Say g'day. Let me know that you're online. And if you know that this can help someone, then please share this with them on their page or tag them below. Until we meet on the next video, I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.